Hi everyone, and welcome back to Civilization 4 Caveman2Cosmos. So I wanted to post some kind of conclusion to this series, because I don't think I'm going to get much further than this. And that's for a few reasons. One is that I'm in a bit of a stalemate situation, and I see no good way to break out of it, especially with how far behind I was and still am due to my starting position. And that's the second thing. If I don't go to war, there's basically nowhere left to expand to, which is also partially or largely because I started on an island and I wasn't able to leave that island without crossing an ocean. And really, I assumed a handcrafted map, because this is a handcrafted map, will not have that problem. But it did, and it's just my luck that I started on that island. And also, I feel like the further I get into the game, the more unreadable the game gets. Just the UI in general. And the more bloat there is. Look at how many buildings there are here right now. And sure, you can sort of filter them, but these filters leave much to be desired, and it's still really hard to read and figure things out sometimes, even with these filters. It's just a little bit too much, this is too many buildings for my taste. And sure, you can automate the cities right here, but I'm not entirely convinced this automation is actually that good. I looked through some of my other cities that have been automated for a while. I don't think it's really that great. So I'm not a huge fan of that. On the other hand, if you don't automate at least some of them, then there's a massive amount of micromanagement. So these are the two biggest reasons, but it's also just the UI in general. It's definitely showing its age compared to modern civs. Even compared to Civ 5, which, you know, is what, 14 years old? Something like that. It's definitely, not a new game at this stage. So, I just don't feel like it's going to be very interesting if I continue from here. That's basically what it boils down to. Because I think what's actually going to happen is that I'll just end up playing SimCity from here. Just managing my cities for the next 20 hours. Because there's not much else I can really do. Again, I can't expand because there's nowhere to expand to. I can't really go to war. I mean, I can, but I can't break through these cities. Also, here's one thing that really annoys me. There are many things that annoy me about the UI. If you have an empty queue in a city, the game will just not let you ignore that city unless you specifically said something in that queue. I can't even dismiss the screen. Well, I can do it temporarily, so I can do it like this, but if I click somewhere, it pops up again. It will come back. If I move a single unit right now, like for example, we have some stuff over here. Let's say I make a move with these guys. Oh, and by the way, another reason is that there are quite a lot of obscure mechanics in Caveman2Cosmos that are really hard to figure out and are not intuitive. One good example is that apparently what you are actually meant to do is attack the cities with melee using the siege units. That's what you are actually meant to do, apparently. To make the city more vulnerable, that is. Yeah, can bombard enemy city fortifications. So when I read a description that a unit can bombard enemy city fortifications, I assume that's a ranged action. But apparently it's not. It is actually not. What you're meant to do is use an actual melee attack. So let's grab this guy. Where's the actual city here? Right here. Yeah, the preview says 0% survival odds. I don't really see anything in this preview that would suggest this will weaken the city fortifications. So I mean, I can do this, But I don't know if that actually achieved anything. But from what I read in the comments, like, this is actually what you're meant to do. Like, that's actually what you're meant to do. And same goes for, like, composite bowmen, apparently. I've been using the ranged attack with them, which is, like, really, really bad. But no wonder it's really bad if you're not meant to use it in the first place. Yeah, like, these guys are too strong because of the terrain. This is basically a stalemate. I can defend myself really well, but I can't attack. Well, I can attack, just not very well, is what I'm saying. Like, these two units are basically unkillable because of the terrain bonuses. I think even if I throw my entire army at this war wagon with 9 strength, I don't think that would actually kill it. And I have multiple units with higher strength than that. Either way, my point is, okay, here's a much better chance. What is this? Horse Archer. Oh yeah, this is what I was saying as well. So you're not actually meant to use this ranged action, apparently. You're meant to attack in melee. Like this. Oh yeah, Horse Archer has first strikes. It says it right there. Plus 25% versus mounted. Okay, so we actually killed it right there. But yeah, my point is there are quite a few obscure mechanics like that are not very intuitive. But even with that, this is still a bit of a stalemate. Look at these defenses. I don't think I will be able to break through these defenses. It just seems really, really unlikely to me. Wait, did this guy actually attack? Wait, what's actually happening here? Oh no, he already moved. He can't attack on this turn. Fair enough. 0%. And I could probably try to surround this city, but I'm not entirely sure if that's actually going to work very well. Because I assume he will attack me with his other stuff if I do that. Yeah, he has some more stuff in the back. So while it's an option, it might not be a very good one either. Who knows? It's hard to tell. Still, I will not be able to get ahead of them in tech. That's one of the core issues here. And it all started from my starting location. It was just really bad, starting on this island. And again, I will say, I think I mentioned this already, the UI definitely shows its age. I find it like progressively more unreadable as time goes on. Look at this minimap, for example. Like, this is so tiny, this is no longer useful to me. It's so tiny I can't really see anything in here. And you can't zoom it in. You can do this, but that's not really very readable either, is it? No. Not really. So I think that sums it up. One of the big issues I see is definitely the bloat. There's a lot of bloat, and a lot of it seems a little bit pointless. Like, there are a lot of technologies that don't really need to be there. A lot of buildings that really don't need to be there. At least that's kind of how I feel about it. Also, another thing is that if you automate a lot of units, I actually tested this already a little bit. So if you automate a lot of units, the turns will take insanely long time. Like, they will take a really, really long time. And the turns will take progressively longer as time goes on. If you start automating more and more units. It is definitely a bit of a problem as well. So I think that sums it up. Not sure if I missed anything. But it was an interesting experiment. Like, remember, this is a pretty damn old game and a pretty damn old mod. It was insane for its time. It's still pretty damn impressive today. It just definitely shows its age in terms of, like, overall game design. That just goes for Civilization 4 overall. Like, all these promotions as well, this is not even that many. There are like 10 times more promotions than this. And some of them definitely don't really need to be there. Plus, combined with some of the obscure mechanics, it's not entirely clear like what some of these actually do. They might sound kind of obvious, but they actually kind of are not obvious. Like with the melee attack using ranged units. That was just one example. Alright, well, let's get self-heal. Also, it doesn't help how small the text is. It's actually even smaller for me than it is for you, because I'm playing this in like a 180p window, but my normal resolution is 1440p. And you can play it in 1440p, but then things are so tiny, they're basically unreadable. I can already barely read some of this text. It's just so tiny, which combined with my monitor size and my distance from my monitor, and the fact like my eyesight has never been super amazing to begin with, yeah, I just struggle to read some of this text. It's been a problem, like, basically from the start. Okay. Well, we can still try to do something here. Yeah, okay. I don't really want to spend 15 minutes reading through all of these promotions, not gonna lie. Oh, and another thing is, apparently you can actually recruit like the animal unit. Where is it? Like the horse or something like that? Tamed donkey. Wait, which is the city with the horses? This one. Okay, building tab, unit tab. Where is it? It should be here. Supply caravan. Someone said that you can actually recruit the unit, move it to a different city, and enable recruitment of these kinds of units in that city. Oh yeah, tamed elephant. That's the one. So apparently you can recruit a tamed elephant and then enable recruitment of elephant units in a city that does not have elephants. Up until now I thought you can only do that with the National Wonder thing, which is somewhere in here. In here, Wonder tab, I think. Central breeder, yeah. So central breeder donkey, central breeder elephant, central breeder horse. I thought that was the only way, but apparently you can just get a tamed animal, and that works too. Okay, there should be a tamed horse in here somewhere. How about we filter, like, mounted units? Is a tamed horse a mounted unit? Well, apparently not. Is that even a thing? Yeah, in here. Well, a tamed horse is not a mounted unit. I suppose that's technically correct. It's just a horse. Nobody's mounting it. So I guess it is not a mounted unit. Okay. Well, anything else? Yeah, I would definitely automate all of these workers, but as I said earlier, that can potentially make the turns insanely long. I'm talking up to like several minutes per one turn. And I don't really have any desire to deal with that. Okay, let's not attack anymore right now. And I'm not gonna lie, now that I had a bit of a break from playing this and I played a bunch of other games, it's really hard, like, to figure out what's what, visually. It's not very clear visually, compared to a lot of games that are more modern. It just really isn't. So, like, a lot of the time I feel like I'm fighting the UI more than I'm, like, actually playing the game. Okay, let's see what they are going to do here. But like I said, it was a fun experiment. It was interesting to try it. You know what I would like? Well, you know what I would like to see? I would like to see some of the concepts from this mod in a new Civilization game. What I mean by that is that imagine if the Civilization game did not actually end with the space project. If you could go beyond that. Like, for example, if you had more than just Earth. If you could actually start an actual, like, moon colony, or Mars colony, or some research station, things like that. If the game went beyond just playing on Earth. That's probably not going to happen, but it would be really fun if it did. If any 4X game, a Civ-like game, actually did that. Because all of these games basically always end with some kind of, like, space project or something like that. Basically in, like, modern times, sometimes slightly more futuristic times. But that's it. None of them went, like, way beyond that, other than some mods. Like this one. I mean, you can launch into space, like, somewhere halfway through this tree. I think somewhere around here. I'm pretty sure it starts in atomic era, so, like, around here. This here is information. This is nanotech. This is transhuman, galactic, cosmic, and the transcendent. Like, that's kind of insane. Easily at least 1/3 of this tree goes into the future. Well, more than 1/3. So that would be really interesting to see in actual Civ game. It's probably not gonna happen. At least I think it's extremely unlikely that would ever happen, but just think about the potential if it did. Oh yeah, I was going for Siege Warfare when we last left off, to unlock the Ballista Elephant right here. You know, another thing that was really obscure in here, the, like, production chains. There's no clear way to, like, actually see all of it. Like, the entire chain clearly. And it can be a bit of a pain to figure out all of the required buildings and then actually find them. Alright, let's get stir up, I suppose. What? Construction of Elder Council. Nah. Oh, this city is set to wealth, alright. So, okay, can we actually make a dent in this city? Let's check our siege unit. It's at full health here. So if I do this, survival odds 8.50%. Yeah, so I don't know if that actually achieves anything whatsoever. Like throwing a siege unit at the city. Supposedly it does. But I can't really tell, like, from the UI. I actually can't tell. Okay. Oh, this is like a hero or something like that? Yeah, I don't think I can actually make a dent in this city. Throwing all my units away feels a little bit pointless in this situation, like it really does. 14%, this is my strongest guy though. Like the actual chief. Horse archer, 9%. Okay, well, I killed that guy. Horse archers are definitely pretty good. Here's a potential upgrade. Alright. 0% survival odds. What about that ballista elephant then? Okay, see, I would like a quick way to figure out exactly where elephants are, for example. I know they are here, but I would really like to have a quick way of figuring that out. I will say the map search in Civilization 6 was one of the greatest features ever added into a Civilization game, like ever. It's just so amazing. I think I only have one city that can get the ballista elephants right now. Yeah. Well, I could build the breeding thing here. The national breeder. Yeah, central breeder elephant. I guess I can do that. It's only one single turn. I assume we can get the ballista elephant in Hovenweep. Yeah? I assume it's mounted. Yeah, there it is. Ballista elephant. There's also the war wagon. So what kind of unit is this? This is a siege unit because it requires a siege workshop. Plus 75% versus melee. Okay. And yet that doesn't always work if you're fighting in melee. It's more about the category of units, not any unit does melee. But yeah, I digress. There's a lot of stuff in here. Yeah, look at all these potential promotions down here. I know that's like every single one that exists, but that's a lot. That is a lot. Look at all these sub-combat types. Like, there's a lot of stuff here. See, it's kind of hard for me to figure out from this how useful this would be for me. So, okay, this is a siege unit. Well, is it actually, though? Size huge. Wield. Is this actually categorized as a siege unit? It doesn't seem to be. Okay, check this out. Is there an actual, like, siege category in here? I assume there would be. I don't think this is actually a siege unit, even though it requires a siege weapons workshop. See, I actually have no idea. So let's check this, the ballista elephant. Okay, see, siege weapons. So ballista elephant is a siege weapon. This is not a siege weapon. This is just like a wheeled unit or whatever. Yeah, that is not a siege weapon. The ballista elephant is. Okay, I don't remember anymore how you could queue up like an infinite repeating queue here. There was a way to do that, I just literally forgot since I last played. It was, I think, Alt? Okay, yeah, Alt-click. So now the city will produce ballista elephants indefinitely until I come back here and stop them from doing that. That's the one thing that would potentially allow me to break through, but it will take a while for me to actually get here. It's not gonna be fast. Okay. This city can't do it, I assume. Wait, no, it should be able to. It has elephants. Or not? Okay, so this... No, they are out of range, are they? I can't even see... I can't even move the map easily without, like, the screen popping up again. I'm trying to click to, like, move the map. See? Like... I literally can't do it. I can do it, like, on this mini-map, but it's so tiny, it gets really hard. Yeah, this is inside my border. Inside, like, the actual nation border, not the city border. Well, either way, this city cannot get ballista elephants. Is there a siege category in here? There is. A battering ram is the only option, which is, like, giga outdated. Yeah, that is giga outdated. Man, look at all these buildings. Anyway, I think you get the idea. Like, this is just a little bit too much bloat for my taste. And consider that we're not even like 1/4 through the game. We're on what, turn 500? Yeah, we're not even one... Well, okay, we are exactly 1/4 for the game in terms of number of turns. But we are way less than that in terms of actual time played. Because the turns will get longer and longer as the game progresses. So we are way less than 1/4 in terms of like the total time it takes to finish a game. Like not even close. And let's actually turn on automation here. What was this? Okay, this has no tooltip, so I don't know what this is. I literally have no idea what that is because there's no tooltip. Wait, hold on, hurry. Costs 1 gold. I'm really confused now. Okay, let's turn automation. Yeah, on the left. Right, yeah, I can actually pay to hurry things. Fair enough. So, okay, if I throw my archers at this city... Supposedly this is how you do it, at least from some of the comments I read. Like, this feels really counterintuitive to me, like, I'm not even sure if I'm achieving anything by throwing these units away. But apparently this is actually what you do. %1.84%. I'm not really convinced. I don't know if this is actually doable. I really don't know. I would have to try the ballista elephants, I guess. But it will take a little bit of time for them to get here. I think it's safe to say this is basically a stalemate, though. It would be hard to break this. And see, here's my issue. There's already so much micromanagement, and it gets way, way, way worse later on. Like 10 times worse, apparently. If not even worse than that. But this is already a little bit too much for my taste. At the rate of production, if you wanted to, I guess it would come down to actually being able to afford it, but you could easily have like a few hundred units. Imagine managing a few hundred units every single turn. A great profit. Wait, did we actually get a great profit? Okay, there's the central breeder. So now I should be able to get the ballista elephant in this city. And yet the game is suggesting siege on Azure? Okay. No, I still can't do it. I can get the war wagon. I'm missing some of the buildings. And this is where we go back to what I said earlier. There's pretty much no chance I can quickly figure out which buildings I'm missing to get the ballista elephant. There's no shot I can figure that out quickly. And definitely not while I'm like recording. It took me solid 10 minutes off camera to figure out like some of the buildings that I needed. So there's just no shot that I can figure this out. Like actually no shot, literally no chance. Let's say we filter by military. Yeah, like no shot. I don't think it's any of these. That's another thing. You have this military category, but to me, any building that's categorized as or let me reverse that. Any building that's required to unlock a military unit of some sort should be categorized as a military building. I don't know if in this mod one building can only be in one category. So, for example, I'm not actually sure if a building can be both, let's say, a military advantage building and also, let's say, a production. Is that a thing? Okay, some of them are in more than one category. So any building that unlocks military units should be categorized as military, but it's not. Like we already figured that out in some of the previous episodes, that it's actually not. Which is really a problem when trying to find these things. I don't even know like what I'm looking for here. I can go like, okay, what I can do, sort of, is go into the other city. Go into a city where I know I can get the ballista elephant. So these are the requirements. Siege weapons workshop, animal trainer, elephants, mounted archery, yeah, that's the tech. So animal trainer and siege weapons workshop. It would be nice if you could just like start typing the building name here, if there was like a text field. Because there are so many buildings, I feel like that would be helpful. If you could just type a few letters of the building name and it would show that building, or any building that fits that string. That would be very helpful here. Okay. What was it again? You see, there's no shot I can figure this out while I'm recording. I just can't do that. I just can't do that. Okay, animal trainer, siege weapons workshop. Animal trainer, siege weapons workshop. Even if you sort like by name, like it doesn't actually sort it by name. I don't know how the heck it sorts it, but it definitely is not by name. Nothing even changes. Okay, look at this. When I change from name to cost, literally nothing changes. The order, like, literally did not change at all. Okay, no shot I can figure this out. If it was actually sorted by name, then animal trainer should be right at the start, because that's A. See, there's a stone tool maker, that's S. Trails, that's T. Weaver, that's W. And then basket maker, which is a B. This is not an alphabetical order whatsoever. Not even close. Military school. Okay, here it is. No, that's donkey. Hold on, yeah, that's donkey. That's not what I need. This one. So this is what I need. I actually found it. But I think you get my point there. There's a lot of stuff like this that you have to do. And, well, the UI does not help you do that. Okay, anything siege in here? Yes. I do want to try some more siege units and see if they actually do anything. But I need to get there first. And he's definitely still defending himself. Like, the defender's advantage, I feel like, is just way too much. 15%. Okay. Okay, I can't right-click right here to open, like, the Civilopedia. So, okay, if I want to open Civilopedia for, like, mounted infantry, I need to go into the actual city, go into Unit tab, find the mounted infantry, and then right-click on it. Or go directly into Civilopedia, and then find mounted infantry somewhere in here. Like, units, like, right here. I'm looking for the bonuses. Okay, they have a bonus against archers. Alright. Skirmisher. No chance of survival. 0.06%. Yeah, no, I don't think any of my units can actually survive this attack. 15%. And I think horse archers have a bonus. I think they had a bonus. Well, okay, sort of. They have a bonus against anything on like a grassland, plains, desert. There was some unit that had like a 50% bonus against melee. I have no idea which one it was. But there definitely was one. 1.26%. Okay. Shouldn't it be like a horseman, actually? Horseman. Okay, it's not listed here because that's a different area unit. Horseman. No. Okay, no, just the generic bonus again. I don't think there's any point like throwing my units away there. Okay, so there's the tamed horse. So apparently I can move this to a different city, use it there, and that will enable units of that type. I don't know if it's like just limited use thing or permanent, but apparently that's what you can do. Okay, well, this is not gonna work. 0.15%. Yeah, like, I feel like I have no chance of attacking this. And I saw someone comment that there is a balance problem with city sieges, which seems to be the case in a lot of civilization mods, to be honest. I actually stopped playing quite a few different civilization mods because of how insanely hard it was to attack cities. It's definitely a pet peeve of mine. I'm not a big fan. If you make it so hard to capture cities, it becomes almost impossible if you're not significantly ahead in technology. And even if you are significantly ahead in technology, even then, in some of them, it's sometimes really hard. Which it shouldn't be. Okay, so there's the ballista elephant. Anything useful for actual city siege here? Yeah, city raider. So I want to see how much damage we can do with that thing. So I did actually get a great prophet. But great prophets do not start religions in here. What is this? Construct national belief? Okay. I have no idea what that does. Belief resurrection in every city. I have no idea what that would do for me. But I suppose we can do it anyway. Where is this unit? Yeah, a lot of these things are just too cluttered. Like, this is just way too hard to read for me. And it's getting worse as we go on. This is just a little bit too unreadable. I don't think I'll have enough time to get here with that ballista elephant. Because that's like, I think, probably half hour away. See how long the AI turn is already taking? And this is without me automating anything. The ranger will be busy for one turn. Yeah, see, okay, this is the single biggest annoyance of mine. Like this one thing right here, this is what annoys me the most. The fact I literally can't do anything within the game until I pick some production here. I can't make any decision, or rather, I can't check anything else without making a decision here. And yeah, you can say, okay, sure, you can just go back and change it later. But I don't want to go back and change it later. I want to check other stuff first before making my production decisions. Like I can do in Civ 5 or in Civ 6. Like this just irritates me so much. This one single function, like, is almost a deal breaker for me. It just irritates me that much. It totally gets on my nerves. Like the more it happens, the more annoyed I am about it. Like I'm not gonna lie, it just annoys me that much. And like I don't know what I want to do here. I want to check what's going on with my units. And I just can't. I just literally can't. I can turn on automation and then do it. I can do it like this. Just turn, yeah. Can you do like a military automation? I don't know if that's a thing. I don't think that's a thing. Just like generic automation. I can't tell him to just build units. Okay. So I still can't get the ballista elephant in here. Why not? Okay, why the heck not? Oh no, I can. Okay, so that was Alt. Yeah. Just Alt click. And we'll produce them indefinitely. I will say as well that I was never a big fan of the stacks of Dome mechanic in earlier Civ games. I know there were people that liked it, but I never liked the idea of being able to have infinite number of units on one tile. I never liked it. I was never a fan of that. And that has not changed. I'm still not a fan of that. Yeah, 1.22%. I don't think I can crack this city. It just seems really unlikely. 5%. Not sure if I can surround it. I assume he will attack me if I try to do that. I know I would. Okay. I don't know if I need to occupy every single tile. There isn't really like an obvious visual indication like you got in the newer Civ. Like, is that it? I don't know. 0%. Yeah, I don't know if that's actually achieving anything. Supposedly it is. At least based on some of the comments I read. Okay, well, that siege unit is coming, but it's not there yet. I need a ship. There are also a lot of small things, like I'm really used to scrolling the game just by grabbing the map and moving it, like in Civilization 5 and 6. I'm so used to that method because I used it for thousands of hours. It's just tough to play otherwise. I never got used to a different method here. I just can't really get used to it. Here's another thing. There are still units that have actions, but if I click this, I will end my turn. Which is a little bit awkward. Yeah, so I had to like skip the turn on that guy, and then I move to my next unit automatically. But there's no like an actual function of moving to the next unit. As far as I can tell. Maybe there's a keyboard shortcut of some sort. Okay, so mounted archer. Okay, mounted archer has a much better chance here. Which is weird because minus 5%, wait, minus 75% from city. No idea what that means. I actually have no idea like where that's coming from for the enemy unit. Yeah, he still died regardless. Okay. I did lose a lot of health there. 2%. I don't think surrounding it actually helped all that much. 13%. I don't think that actually helped all that much. 4%. Light crossbowman. Town watchman. 4.3. So I can't even beat the town watchman reliably. Now it's light crossbowman. Yeah, I don't know. And it's just a few units inside. Consider that you can easily recruit one unit every single turn. It's not hard to recruit one unit every single turn. So if I need 20, 30, 40 or even more units to kill one, that's a massive imbalance in favor of the defender. I would need to bring like few hundred units to crack this reliably. And these are like equal era units. Unless like there's something I'm missing here still, which probably is, because like I said, there are a lot of obscure mechanics. The siege units didn't really seem to do anything when I smashed them into the city. Unless you need like 50 of them, or 40 or 30. And that's definitely possible, not just like 3 that I had. Also, with how many units you can have in here, it would be nice to have some kind of automated system to move them around. As in, if I could produce units in one city, then set a rally point for them somewhere else. Obviously, that would be more complicated with the fact that I have to use transport ships here. But it would be nice to have some kind of system like that. Yeah, so horse archer, 0% now, okay. So I assume I still need to occupy this tile over here to the northeast, and possibly also this one, the coastal tile to the southwest, to properly surround the city.
If you speak the truth,
Okay, stir up.
have a foot in the stirrup.
That unlocks a few units. Well, mostly the horseman guy. There's also a lot of clutter on this screen. Like I said earlier, I think a lot of these tags are really unnecessary. There's a lot of stuff here, but seriously, a lot of it is just not very useful. I might just like click this. Okay, I might actually just do that. That seems reasonable. That way I don't have to figure out what to research every single time. You can just automate that. Oh yeah, that was the bard I was going to send to our occupied city. I remember that. Alright. So how about that ballista elephant? Are we close to getting one? We should already have one, I think. Yeah? Do we have one? Right here, yeah. So, okay, let's see how much damage he would actually do. Can we get a preview? Okay, if I attacked with the Ballista Elephant, I would actually kill this defender here. Well, probably. At least my survival odds are 87%. But that is the most advanced unit I got right now. That would be one way to do it. Just throw as many Ballista Elephants as I can at this. Because it doesn't seem like anything else can get the job done. How about this siege unit here? Okay, 69% chance of survival. That seems kind of low for like a siege unit with full health. Because a siege unit doesn't really do anything else very well. It just sieges things. That's its job. Okay. The scrolling thing is definitely really annoying. Like, I keep wanting to scroll Civ 5 and 6 style, which is vastly superior in my opinion. But I cannot. Elephant. I guess I can pillage some of this stuff. See, there's just so much. There's so much micro every single turn. And there's going to be 10 times more of that later on. Get in. And I can easily have one unit every single turn in multiple cities, which just adds to the micro. I do think Civilization 5 and 6 was a move in the right direction in terms of warfare. There are a lot of improvements that can be made, but I actually think it was a move in the right direction. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion, but I'm really not a big fan of this system. And to me, it never made any sense. You can have 1 billion units on one tile. Obviously, I'm exaggerating there a bit, but there's no actual limit. Like, you can have as many as you want on one tile. You can have the biggest army in the world, confined to a single tile. Which just doesn't make any sense to me. Where exactly are they? It makes no sense to me. It never did. What I would like to see in Civilization 7 is some kind of more advanced, like, combined arms system. So maybe you could combine a limited number, or maybe even just one melee unit, with one ranged unit as a support, with one actual support unit, which you can do already, maybe with a siege unit, or have some kind of limit up to 5 or 6 units on one tile. Something between 1 unit per tile and the infinite number of units per tile. Some kind of compromise in the middle. That would make the most sense. They had the whole concept of corps and armies in Civilization 6, but that is in practice simply just making stronger single units. Because really, that's what it was. You just made a stronger unit, like that's literally it. Because it's not like you could reverse that. Once you merge 2 units into a core or into an army, like you effectively have a unit that's stronger. You can't unmerge it. So I'm not really counting that. It was a good try, but it didn't really go quite far enough. Okay, so 69%. Okay, died trying. Well then. Yeah. So did that actually achieve anything whatsoever? Where's that siege unit? Okay, it seems it did, the guy we're attacking is now weaker. But again, like, he can keep adding units to the city every turn. He can keep adding units faster than I can kill them. Like, that's the problem. Screw it, just attack with the chief. Okay, he actually succeeded. Nice. Good for him. It was his ass on the line, I suppose. Yeah, I need to wait for a new ship. Yeah, this is way too many new units all at the same time. Okay, no, this is just way too much. This is actually too much now. Galley? Yeah, back here. See what I mean, though? We are, what, 40... We are 55 minutes in, and how many turns has this been? What turn did we start on? Like 502? 503? Something like that, I think. So, yeah. That's like 8 minutes per turn? Worse than that? And I'm trying to go fast. But yeah, that's not exactly fast. Okay, that actually worked. I was hoping to actually capture this city before we wrap things up. But it's a tough one to crack. 0.03%. Subdue them, pigeon. Yeah, you show him. I will also say, one of the changes I really enjoyed in Civilization 6 is that quick combat and quick movement was actually quick and not instant. That was, like, low-key one of the best changes for overall quality of life in Civilization 6. Like, by far. It was an amazing change. Because normal speed movement and combat speed is just too slow, especially if you play a lot. But I never liked having it instant. But in Civ 6 it's actually quick, which is great. It's easily one of my favorite changes in the entire Civ 6 game. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. It's one of my favorite changes. Alright, where's that ballista elephant? Wait, that's the tame horse. You should go back. Where's the city? Right here. There's the ballista elephant. Yeah, it's not quite there yet. It's trying. Okay, 89%. The horse crossbowman is also pretty good. And obviously it depends on what unit we're attacking. Just to make it clear, I'm aware of that. It does definitely depend on what unit we're attacking. Because different combat bonuses apply. 21%. Maybe not great if I'm gonna sacrifice a chief. Okay, this city is not, like, revolting anymore. 29. I just want to see if I can actually take it, but I'm not willing to go, like, past 1 hour. 0% now. Okay, hold on. So the siege unit has 0% chance. Okay, yep, 0%. Alright. Well, there you go. Oh, I can't have more than 3 on board. Alright, well, we're about to hit 1 hour. That will have to be it. So, but as I said, I think that's going to conclude this series, because I just don't think it's going to be very interesting from now on. Especially if a bigger percentage of it is going to be micromanagement. Like, we're going to get to the point where 95% of it is just micromanagement. I don't think that's very fun. It's not very fun for me. It's probably not very fun for you. But I appreciate you watching this. If you got this far, I did enjoy checking this out overall. I would not want to spend 100 hours playing through the whole game, because it definitely shows its age, and there's a bit too much bloat. But this was an interesting experiment, and as such, I liked it. So thanks for watching. Again, I appreciate it. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.